What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this one I'm going to be teaching you how to pick a niche. Now this is going to be specifically for picking a niche for an affiliate website. Whether you're building a niche website or you're building a big authority website, this is going to be a relevant video to you. So even if it's not an affiliate, obviously take back those words just a little bit, but even if it's not an affiliate website, this is still going to be a helpful video to you, even if you're just doing a blog or anything like that. Just anything that you want to be passive. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go through a sheet that I use, that I've laid out all of the information of how I pick a niche and what are the things that I explore and what I think is good and why and all of that kind of different stuff. And then I'm going to show you exactly the two different types of sites that I believe are out there that you can create. Alright, so what we're going to do first of all, I've actually got my laptop here as well, and we're going to go onto the laptop and I'm going to show you exactly how I find a niche each and every time. Alright, so there's a few things I really want to go through just before we head onto the computer. Now one of them is going to be what type of niche you actually pick. Now this is going to make a big difference on the way that you build your site. For example, there's 3 different ways you can do this, yeah? So there's 2 different types of sites that I believe are there, and then 3 different ways that you can pick a niche. So if we look at, for example, if you were going to pick something to do with train spotting. So if you don't know what train spotting is, that's something that is just like where you go out and look for different trains and you catch them at certain times, take pictures, and you're quite, passionate about trains, and that's what you do. That's what you like. It's like looking at aeroplanes or something like that. Some people love that. All right, now that's something where you wouldn't be able to really monetize that audience to a high level. Reason being, there's not going to be that much demand for people looking to take a train ride who are into train spotting, because usually they just go and view them and go home or do whatever they do. They spend a day out just going on them or whatever, but it's not going to be a huge demand. Now maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but just using a bit of common sense, there's not going to be a high demand there. So for example, if you're going to build a site like that, then you're only going to monetize it with a lot of adverts. So AdSense would make sense on a site like that. But now that would make a difference to the way that you go and do your keyword research. So you would know that you're not going to monetize with Amazon products really. I mean, there might be some kind of starter kit that you promote or something for train spotters, like an equipment kit. At the same time, it's not really going to be a real outright affiliate kind of site. Now you might want to focus more on valuable information. So if you were a train spotter, you might want to go out to different locations, take images and share that with others in the community. So essentially you wouldn't really want to monetize them with affiliate products. So if you were going to do that, you would obviously, really and truly, you would want to just build a big informational website. So your focus would be on high traffic informational keywords and just really and truly doing what you want. Like, so the way you would make money is through AdSense. And a great example of that is a site that a guy built, Ron Stefanski, who's over on Doug Cunnington's channel, where he done an interview with Ron. Yeah, Ron. Basically, he built a site that was really cool and it's all about information. It's not monetizing anyone with affiliate or anything like that. So it's a real ethical, big business kind of thing that he's built. I think it gets about 300,000 page views per month, and it's a site about jobs for felons. Now you can go check out his site, it's jobsforfelons.com. It's just a big informational site that helps prisoners get into work as soon as they come out of prison. So if you wanted to build something like that where you can't really monetize the audience, then you would obviously go into that kind of niche, picking it based on how you're going to monetize it. So it would be like, okay, well, I'm going to monetize with ads, so I'm going to pick this niche, yeah? Okay, like, so for example, you might pick that niche and then look at the options in the other way as well. Now, the second type of site is building a review website. So a great example of that is a site that I recently reviewed, which is called 10beasts.com. Okay, so that site is a typical review website. So it's like best earphones for 2019. Like, for example, Ear Candy headphones review. And it's just a ton of articles like that. Now, if you're going to do that kind of site, you need to really know that you're going to go heavy on SEO. For example, in the first scenario that I've just given you, if you're going to pick a niche on something that's straight informational, you won't really need to do like all of the SEO stuff in that sense. You'll need to do your on-page SEO, so you need to optimize your website for rankings and things like that, but you probably just organically build up links and traffic and all of that just by putting the content out, going and getting involved in the community, and sharing your content, your website and whatever else across different social media platforms. Now if you were going to do a review site, your an affiliate site. So number one, not a lot of people are really going to want to link to product review articles, so you're probably not going to get backlinks in that way. You might need to do, you know, like the SEO tactics, you know, where you need to build your own backlinks and you need to go out and buy links and, you know, buy social shares and all of that kind of stuff. So that's one way. Now that's going to be a lot more cost intensive than the first option, but the first option is going to take a lot longer to get results, more or less, than the review option. Now what the difference is between these kind of two sites here is that if you do a review site, you're gonna not need a lot of traffic if you've got like a good high paying affiliate programs. For example, if we go down here, you can see that there's, you know, a product type site and then like a doing type site. Okay, and to look at that, what we would do is I generally go over to like Wikipedia, and this is for doing type things. Okay, so you've got here like 3D printing, acting, animation, you know, baton, blogging, building, card games, so on and so forth. There's so many different niches. There's outdoors niches, okay? Collection hobbies, so like art collecting, book collecting, you know, shoes, vintage clothing, antiques, all flower collecting, so on and so forth. Then you've got indoors, you know, there's so much. Yeah, there's like too much to even go through. Aircraft spotting, so that was like train spotting again. Fish keeping, so not fishing but fish keeping, that's a good niche. Yeah, things like meditation you could monetize with affiliate products as well. So this is just a great way to build a website. Now if I were going to build a site like this, you know, around a particular niche or whatever else, or an authority kind of site around this topic, or, you know, several of these topics, well, what I would do is I would always build it around something that's kind of doing. Okay, so for example, if you're actually, you know, gonna be doing something on a review site, you would probably head over to Amazon where you can find better niches. So let's take a look at that. So if we go down here, we can see that, you know, we've got Amazon.com. I've gone over to here. Then you want to go on the left hand side menu, which is just this menu up here. Then once you've done that, you go to full site directory. Now, full store directory. Now, I don't know if you're on, for example, Amazon.co.uk, it might be a little bit different, but you still want to find those options. All right. So when we come down here, you can see that there is, you know, Prime Video. We don't want that. Let's have a look. Books, children's books, so on and so forth, textbooks, men's grooming, salon and spa, CD and vinyl, headphones, video games, PC gaming. So everything that currently Amazon retains on their site in regards to categories, you've got here in this section, and each of these are niches, okay? So you've got, you know, collectibles and fine art, mattresses, garden and outdoor, bed and bath, kitchen and dining, so on and so forth. Now, one of the other areas that you're going to need to look at when picking a niche is what country you're going to go into. Now, you can go and check, you know, different things to see how big the audience is in your country, but using your common sense and your common knowledge is probably going to help you the best here. All right, so if you're going to pick a niche and it made more sense in the American market, the next thing you would want to do is probably check Google Trends to make sure that the niche is overall on a higher, you know, upwards trajectory, or just at least maintaining its pace that it's on. So say, for example, we're going to pick train spotting. Yeah, so what we would do is just put in our search term of, you know, train spotting. So that's exactly what we've got here. So if we look at this, you can see that interest over time over the last 12 months is generally, you know, going okay. It looks pretty good. It just had its all-time high for the 12-month period. And then we could sort by 5 years. What you want to do is sort by 5 years to get a real kind of, you know, insight to how this is moving, because then this gives you a real better insight. So you can see overall it was 2017 where it had its all-time high, but then if we continue on, you can see that it's obviously just kind of moving quite stable in that sense. All right, so you can see where the biggest interests are coming from: New York, Massachusetts, California, Washington, so on and so forth. So this would make a great niche for the American market. All right, so if we go back to the sheet, what I'm gonna do is go through a few more things. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna wanna check is the Amazon commission rate. Now, if you're gonna monetize with something like ClickBank or CJ Affiliates or an individual affiliate program, then your actual way that you go for keywords or pick a niche is gonna change dramatically. Reason being is if you're gonna pick something that has a high return on investment, say for example, we're gonna do something on pay per lead, where you get paid for just, you know, gathering someone's email on your site. Well, you don't really need a lot of traffic to make a lot of money with that kind of niche. Because if you're gonna get like $50 or $100 per lead, you know, making like even just getting around 2,000 or 5,000 searches a month could equate to like $10,000 a month, you know, or £10,000 per month. So that would differ depending on obviously how you're going to monetize the site. So if you were going to pick Amazon, you'd want to go and check Amazon's commission scheme, which I recommend for anyone who's starting out. All right, so if we look at this, we can see that we've got luxury beauty at the top 10%, and this is the American market. This does differ when you head over to the UK market. Then we've got headphones, beauty, musical instruments, business, industrial supplies, outdoors, tools, so on and so forth. Now I recommend when you're starting out, you go for something with at least 4% or above, because otherwise, if you pick something like video games, it's only got 2% commission, which means on a $100 sale, you're only going to make $2, which is ridiculous. You're not going to make any money, and you're going to need a lot of people to make money. Like, you know, you're going to have to build a Goliath of a site in order to really make money. And when you're starting out and trying to build something passive, that's not the recommended method. If you are building an authority site, this could be a good option, but you would need to be actively building and committing to this for the next, like, you know, 2 or 3, 5 years, actively building content on a regular interval. All right, so we've got that. Now, if we head over back to the niches, we can see that I've listed that down for you. Now, I'm going to share this sheet below in the description box, where you can obviously download the sheet and use it for future reference. All right, so we've got here, you know, check Google Trends. We've done that. Now, we said must not be seasonal. Now, this is one of the other things. I said check Google Trends, but using your common knowledge again will tell you whether something is seasonal or not. For example, the lawnmower niche is 8% in American market on Amazon. Now, that's great in the grand scheme of things, but then it's seasonal, because if you pick the lawnmower niche or gardening or, you know, backyard or whatever you want to call it, well, that's really going to make most of its money during the summertime. Now, people are going to be still stocking up during the winter, but the demand is not going to be there in the same way, okay? Whereas if you were to build a site on, like, you know, for example, like what I do, dog products, then that's going to be like throughout the whole year. People are going to buy that. Or baby stuff, people are going to buy it throughout the whole year. But then baby's commission rate on Amazon in the American market is not good. In the UK, it's pretty decent. So it depends on the commissions and the country you're going for, and there's so many different variables, as you can understand. But I'm trying to break this down into the most simple format that you can obviously take on and use in future. All right, so we've got here a bit more information, like picking different niches and how you would monetize them. So the common ways of monetizing niches are going to be affiliate products, digital products, AdSense, memberships, consultations, services, physical products, and pay per lead. Now, there are other ways of monetizing sites, but these are the most common ways and the ways that I'm most familiar with, okay? So if you were going to pick a niche, pick one of those 2 types of sites, whether it be a review site or an informational type site, blog type site, then you would want to consider and, you know, take a look at these different variables that I've given you. Now, the third type of site that I was talking about that you can go and try and build in regards to picking a niche is building what I call a hybrid site. So what that is monetizing with Amazon affiliate and maybe another affiliate program and AdSense and everything all in one. Now, this is like probably the most recommended way of monetizing a site when you're starting out. And the other thing is it allows you to really explore different ways of content and testing and just going for things that you find good and your audience finds good, and allows you to really have a big span to kind of move within, okay? So, for example, if we were going to give you an example of a site like this, I would say that it's more of the common niches like health, wealth, love, happiness, all of those different things. And the way you can monetize these kind of sites is you might be able to create a website that has an affiliate program. You've also got AdSense on the site, and then you've got like a membership and a community, okay? So if you had a site like, for example, all about dogs, you could have a dog community where you have a membership of training dogs. You could have ebooks that you sell on the site. You could have AdSense because it's still relevant there on your informational articles. And then you could monetize with Amazon affiliate or ClickBank for a dog training program or something like that, which I do. So I make money on, you know, ClickBank and on Amazon with this particular site, and I'm now applying AdSense to it. So that's just an example of, you know, a site that you could monetize in all different ways. Now, what would I recommend that you go for starting out? It was obviously particularly site number 3, okay? So that is by building a site that you can target different types of keywords and expand potentially if you do want to become a big authority down the road. Now, when you're starting out, I always recommend dominating a niche, owning that space, and then niching down to a point where, you know, there's low levels of competition. And then once you've established your authority in that niche, you can then obviously go and target, you know, bigger dogs in the game, okay? Not dogs, literally, just like big dogs, yeah? Okay, in the industry. All right, so you can expand. So if we're talking, you know, when you're starting out and you're gonna pick a niche, what you wanna do is look at Google Trends. You wanna look at how you're gonna monetize the site. Does it make sense that you're gonna monetize with Amazon affiliate, or is it gonna be some other type of affiliate program? If it is, then you might pick a review site if you're gonna just do like, you know, ClickBank and whatever else. So you might be doing like, you know, strictly review keywords and how-to keywords, because that's going to be very relevant to people who are trying to fix a problem, okay? And they're looking for a review, or they're looking for how to do something around that particular topic, why they would need a product. So that's what I would recommend for a review type site. If you pick something with a niche from Amazon on that directory that I showed you, you're going to want to do a review site, and those consist of how-to keywords and review keywords, okay? And best buy keywords. So best this, best that, this, that, review, how to do this and how to do that. That's what you want to do, those three types of keywords for that kind of site. If you're going to build a ClickBank site, again, you want to do review on the product itself, big massive review, and then you want to do how-to keywords to drive people in, and you can also recommend the product that the ClickBank product across those how-to articles, or send them over to the review that you've done. And you would maybe do like one review of the product and then do like 5 or 6 how-to articles, or 3 how-to articles, how many ever you want to do, okay? Now, if you're going to do site number 3 type way, then you would obviously do informational and how-to. Well, how-to is an informational kind of keyword, but I see it as a bit separate. But you might do like, where can you go to blah blah blah, you know, all of those kind of keywords that have no buyer intent behind them. That's how you would build up. So for that kind of method, I would recommend income scores approach, where you do like response posts, staple posts, which is shareable content, like 7 awesome ways to go fishing and all of that kind of stuff. And then your big Goliath keywords like best this, you know, or ultimate guide to this, or whatever. And those ones you can do best buyer keywords, you can do review keywords, you can do informational, you can do kind of what you want. Now the other kind of site, like, you know, Jobs for Felons example, which is site number 1 example, that's just straight informational. So you're never doing any kind of real reviews, you're just doing like lots of information. So it's like, you know, how to get a job when you're just out of prison, or best ways to get started with finding work with a criminal record, and all of those kind of things. Go and look at that site for examples, and it will give you all those examples. You can kind of just target any informational keyword that makes sense to your site, okay? I hope this helps you. I know it can be a little bit confusing. I've also given this in a sheet just below so you can check that out. And if you did like this video, make sure to leave a like. Check out the links in the description for all of the other recommended products, services, and, you know, resources that I recommend. And if you are new, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.